What's up, guys? So today I'm going to be talking about protection for your car. People go through different choices. So for example, there's waxing, clear bra, and this new thing that I just kind of found called Ceramic Pro Wax. It's basically like, best way to describe it is it's like a hard glass-like coating that goes on your car and acts like an extra layer of protection. Very similar to like those glass screen protectors you find for your iPhone or something like that. I currently am really kind of deciding between which kind of protection I want. I've talked to a few friends about clear bra. I've mentioned like, oh, how well does wax protect against like small rocks, chips, things like that, and also about the ceramic coat. And so I'm kind of making that decision right now. And what are the differences between the three and some of the pros and cons? Now for a clear bra, those can be super cheap to super expensive. There are some that you kind of slip on yourself, and those are literally more just like a slip-on, like very obvious. They come in different colors, like some of them are clear, some of them, clear bra. Others are actually like, kind of like a piece of like leather protective material that you slip on and clip to the front bumper of your car. So with clear bra, and what a lot of people are doing with like professionally installed clear bras, they're essentially a vinyl wrap, and that basically protects it against like small rocks, debris, things like that, especially like if you're driving like dirt roads. Like for example, myself, I'm going to be driving down to LA pretty soon. The clear bra will protect against that. So some of the pros is that if you go the cheap route, generally a lot of people recommend, if you do go the cheap route, get something that's easily removed, something that's not like a vinyl wrap, so you don't have to like apply it very easily or yourself. That's going to protect against like rock chips, things like that. However, the downside to the cheap ones is that, one, they're not, depending on which ones you get, they're not always super high quality. It's very obvious that you have this kind of like thing on the front of your car. Now if you go the expensive route and get it like professionally applied, a clear bra is essentially a piece of clear vinyl that they can apply to actually either just the front of your car or your entire car. I've looked at a few places and they've quoted me just for a basic clear bra close to $1,000. That's quite expensive, especially for something that is only a partial cover. Now if they want to do the full cover, so like the full hood, the full front bumper and fender, full side mirrors, that can run close to $2,000, like $1,500 to $2,000, and that's really, really expensive. Now the benefit to that though is that it's professionally done, so you're not going to see any sort of imperfections, you're not going to notice that it's there. They try to hide the crease lines, like right where the paint is going to end anyways, like on the curves. You're not really going to notice that it's there. You would wash it just like you would normally your car, things like that. And it is removable in the future. Now some of the downsides is that depending on the quality of the vinyl that they use, over time it can yellow, and that's gonna get like a yellow tint on the paint of your car, which is not very attractive, especially if you're big into like aesthetically making your car look good. In a few years, like that might actually kind of suck. Not to mention, another downside to the vinyl wrapping is that if you live in an area with drastically changing weather conditions, in the daytime it can hit up to 100 degrees, but at nighttime it can hit down to like 40 degrees. That's pretty cold. And so with that drastic weather change, you're gonna get the vinyl expanding and shrinking and expanding and shrinking, and over time kind of like push and pull the paint a little bit, and eventually get this weird spider webbing like creases in your paint. And that's money down the road most people don't really want to spend. So you're looking at anywhere between $1,000 to $2,000 for a vinyl wrap that could potentially in the future actually ruin your car. Now, the second option most people go with, and kind of the most common option is just a normal wash and wax your car. Now, people generally recommend waxing your car about once a year. Now, how protective is wax? Not that protective. Honestly, like most of the chips, dings, and dents that you see on your car, that's gonna happen from normal rocks and debris and things like that flying at your car. Wax is not really gonna, protect too much. Washing and waxing, that is a cheap option. I would just say once a year, you're probably looking at anywhere between $70 to $300, depending on the place that you go. So a lot cheaper than the clear bra option, however, not as protective. And also in the long run, you are gonna start noticing wear and tear on your front bumper, front of your car, maybe even the sides, depending on, how people drive past you and things like that. It's good, but it's, and it's cheap, so if you're on a budget and let's say, you're not driving anywhere that has lots of dirt and gravel, that's probably going to be a great way to go. The third option that I've really kind of been contemplating is called ceramic wax. This is really interesting. I called around a few places and this is a little expensive. However, they do have a bunch of different price ranges. Generally, most places have like 3 to 4 levels of their coating. They have like bronze, silver, gold, and some places have platinum. It's from this company called Ceramic Pro, and they use something called 9H ceramic coat. Now, the 9H ceramic coat is essentially what turns into the like glass coating. Now, bronze doesn't actually have the 9H. So if you're looking to get ceramic coating, you're gonna want to go with the silver package or higher. Part of the ceramic coating is that they have this liquid that also acts as like a self-cleaning wax. It makes it so that dirt and debris and things don't get stuck to your car. You can literally pressure wash it off very, very easily. That can be about $500, which is not bad, but honestly, if you're looking for protection, that's not really going to do anything. At that point, it's basically a more expensive wax for that's a little bit better, but it's not really going to do anything protection-wise. Now, the silver package, you get one layer of the 9H ceramic pro coat, and then you get all the like self-cleaning, the special wax, and all that stuff. That's also included in the package. Now, generally, I've found that this runs anywhere between $900 to $1,500, depending on the shop. The gold package is 4 layers of the 9H coat plus everything else, and for some places that comes with a lifetime warranty. Now, that, depending on where you go, can be anywhere from $1,600 to about $2,500. So it's quite expensive, but okay, well, here are the pros and cons of it. So the pros of the ceramic coat is that you no longer need a clear raw. It's going to keep your car looking super freaking shiny and glossy effectively for the lifetime of the car, which is great. I mean, that's what people say. You never have to wax your car again, which is great because, wax, especially depending on how often you do it, depending on how often you like to detail your car, depending on if you'd like to bring your car to places, that can get expensive. And there's also, as I said, this weird hydro cleaning surface, which makes it so dust and debris don't stick to your car. And then literally you just pressure wash it and it rolls right off. Now, some of the cons. You have to make sure you go to a good applicator. If the person sucks at it, then you're gonna notice some crazy deformities, because they didn't smooth it out, or they didn't cure it properly, they didn't let it sit long enough, or if the dust gets trapped in there, literally now dust is now caked onto your car. So you really want to make sure that if you do get it applied, you make sure that the person has a controlled area. Very similar to like if you were to get your car repainted. Also, it can be a little bit pricey. A lot of people prefer purchasing wax or whatever because, you may not necessarily have $2,000 to just drop one time in your car. Also, it can take a long time. So if you need your car, sometimes, this may not this may not do it. One of the guys that quoted me said he would need my car for about 3 days to make sure that it goes through all the coats and layers and the curing process. So what are the cons are there? I haven't seen too many cons on it. It just everything about it just kind of looks good. To be perfectly honest, I'm kind of leaning towards the ceramic pro coating. It's quite a bit of money for me to just kind of throw out my car right now, but I don't have to ever wax my car again. That's going to save me anywhere between $100 to $300 a year. 2, washing is going to become cheaper because literally I can just start throwing buckets of water on it. It'll wash everything off, and then I can just dry it with a microfiber towel. Not to mention, this eliminates the need for a clear ball. As long as you get the 4 coats of the 9H, is it 4 or 5? It's like 4 or 5. Yeah, if you go with that, it basically eliminates the need for a clear bra. So I'm not going to get any of that weird vinyl spidering. I'm not going to get any sort of that weird yellowing discoloration. I'm not going to need to get it professionally removed in a few years. And then reapplied, which means that, every few years I might have to get it reapplied, which means like a clear bra might be costing me, like $1,000 like every 4 years. Not to mention the ceramic pro coating goes on the entire car, so it's not just the front. Remember, the clear bra is $1,000 at their base level, and that's just for partial front. The ceramic coating, one of the guys was quoting me like $1,600 for the gold, and that's the entire car. That's really good. Like, that's way cheaper. Technically, and not to mention if I never have to do it again. Like, even if I went with the most expensive guy, where the gold was like $3,000, that's still a better deal than going with the clear bra because it's covering the entire car. Yeah, and especially for like a car, especially like my BRZ, it's my baby. I love this car. Sure, it's not a very expensive car. Some people are like, oh, but you could just buy this car, drive the shit out of it, and then sell it in like a few years. Yeah, I could do that, but I love this car. I don't want to sell it in a few years, at least not now, and I want to protect it as much as possible. If anything, having this ceramic pro coating on it is just gonna increase the value of the car if I ever do decide to sell it. Why? Because it's not gonna have any dings or dents. The paint is gonna be perfect, and it's gonna just maintain that look for the lifetime of this car. Also, the Ceramic Pro has this UV protection in it, which means I'm gonna get less sun damage, which means that the paint is not gonna fade nearly as fast as it would had I not put any of this coating on. So a big part of me is leaning towards it. We'll see. I'm gonna be making a decision really soon. So check back. We'll kind of check it out. I'll let you guys know what my decision is, and we'll kind of go from there and see what happens. All right. Again, if you like what you hear, go ahead and click the subscribe button down below. Put any comments in the comments section, and hopefully we'll make a decision soon, and it'll be good.